Hello, it is Sunday, August 4th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword, which means we're going to be solving a jumbo grid. We're going to be solving a very large crossword with a theme and a title, Weather Man. So we'll see what that one's about. And this large themed titled edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Alex, Kathleen Quinn, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, sustain this channel. They keep it going day by day, and for that, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you to those 5 and to everybody who's a patron of the channel at any level. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to become a patron yourself, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link, where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug that does now include this week's mini puzzle pseudo speed solve, which went up a day late this week. Sorry about that. But I put up some very good times. I'm very pleased with my performance this week, so enjoy that if you're a patron. And thanks to everyone who is one. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that. It's also a big help to subscribe to the channel on YouTube, to comment from time to time, like the videos, and so on. With that all out of the way, let's get on to the crossword, which has been constructed by Scott Hogan and Katie Hale, with, I think, around a handful of puzzles for Scott Hogan and maybe about a dozen for Katie Hale, if I'm not mistaken there. And it was edited, once again, by Joel Faliano. It's entitled Weatherman, so obviously a pun on, weatherman, a person who reports the weather, but something else going on. We'll have to find out what it is. Maybe simply different kinds of weather. I don't know. We'll know soon enough. Let's start solving. Ah, phooey. Rats, or darn it, or something. I don't know. Sounds from a mat. Ohms, like meditation, if you're sort of sitting on a mat meditating, maybe? Ah, phooey. I mean, this could easily be anything. Let's try this and see. Blank pork, Chinese dish. Mushu pork? Is that how we would spell that? Let's see. Jolly cry, ho ho, as in Santa Claus, ho ho ho. Oh, here's the theme clue. We'll get to that in a moment. Part of an accusation in clue. The room is part of an accusation. So a clue accusation, I think clue or Cluedo accusation includes the name of the character, the room, and the weapon, I suppose. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, dam on the Nile. Oh, Aswan? Aswan Dam, is it Aswan? Aswar? Collars. Yeah, okay. I think it is Aswan, because if you collar a criminal, you nab them. You catch them. All right, title role for Fran Drescher. Fran Drescher was the title role in the sitcom The Nanny, where she played a nanny to a sort of very wealthy New York family. South of Spain. Oh, Sud. That is simply south in Spanish. So, afui is rats. Okay, there we go. It's perfectly fine. And then here we have a theme clue. So let's see what this is about. High chances of parties celebrating a baby's arrival. Right, okay. Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking of French. Apologies. High chances of parties celebrating a baby's arrival. So shower something. So we're going to have phrases that sound like weather forecasts, but they're about things that involve words related to meteorological phenomena, but going to be about other things. So let's see. High chance of parties celebrating a baby's arrival. So obviously baby shower here, but I can't think what the rest of it would be. Lip would be sass. If you're giving someone lip, you're talking back, you're giving them sass. And then casino fixture is an ATM, probably, to withdraw cash with which to continue to play. What dry ice doesn't do? It doesn't melt. So what is this? Showers. Oh, showers likely. Okay, that's actually fairly straightforward. So there we go. So showers likely. But in this case, we're talking about baby showers rather than rain showers. Okay. So Princess Mononoke genre, that's an anime film. It's an animated film from Japan. And tiki bar cocktail, Mai Tai is an extremely, it's a staple tiki cocktail, certainly. And then here we have tick off. To tick someone off is to anger them, to irk them, I would say. Some skating jumps are, I'm not sure. To register might be to enroll in a course or a university or some kind of program. Oh, toe loops. Skating toe, that's a skating jump. Isn't it a toe loop, I think? Shortcuts in a chase scene, perhaps. You might run down an alleyway to try and get the drop on somebody. And then NHL great Kovalchuk. Ilya, I suppose. Rental agreement. Yeah, so rental agreement is a lease, so that does work. So it does look like Ilya Kovalchuk. Okay, member of a grungy Gen Z subculture. Oh, e-boy. I couldn't tell you what this actually is, but I've definitely heard of e-boys and e-girls, and I don't actually remember what it means, but I think it's the answer. So someone can tell me. Company whose W stands for, looks like Werke, looks like a German word. Company whose W stands for Werke. I don't know, though. Oh, BMW probably. That'll be what it is. Okay. I don't actually know what BMW stands for, but that's part of it, presumably, I'm guessing. So yeah, it is a German company. To stare in astonishment is to gawp, to sort of be slack-jawed. Right, and here's another weather forecast. Like one's mental state before morning coffee, mostly cloudy, mostly foggy, mostly cloudy. Yeah, mostly cloudy. There we go. Foggy is too short. All right, very good. That is believable. Mouth-watering stuff. I think I mentioned once that I do these puzzles before I have my coffee, and there were some people in the comments who were quite surprised, but the reason I do it that way is because the coffee is my reward for having gotten the video done. Mouth-watering stuff, saliva. Okay, social programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and disability insurance collectively. Not sure offhand. Safety net is a social safety net. There we go. That's what it is. There we go. Okay, great. And so these are Medicare and Medicaid are U.S. health insurance programs, government-sponsored health insurance programs. All right, fluid holder could be a sac, so that could be an anatomical sac, an element of certain animals, for instance. Fruity finish could be an aid, maybe, like lemonade would be a fruit drink. And a finish meaning a suffix to the word. I think that's probably right. Tech purchase while traveling abroad, an adapter for a different outlet style of a given country or region. Line on an autograph. Auto space graph. So it's not a signature. It's not an autograph. It's an autograph. Car. I don't know. Something to do with mileage or fuel efficiency? I don't know. Formula One powerhouse. Ferrari, I'm sure, is a Formula One auto racing powerhouse, speaking of cars. So I still don't know what the answer is. They're a bit of marketing, a promotional ad. Oops, there we go. A little bit. Not sure. Protege, say. Protege is, don't know, resort amenity. A spa, perhaps, in 3 letters. You could certainly expect to find a spa in maybe an upscale resort. Saucy, if you're saucy, you're pert. Maybe you're giving someone lip or sass, as we had earlier. Puccini's Ricondita Armonia, e.g., that would be an aria, so a song for a featured singer in an opera. And then a little bit, sorta, maybe you could say. Is that the case? Well, a little bit, sorta. So I think that's probably right. Protege, say. Oh, star pupil, right, okay. So, right, so someone has a preternatural talent at something. Okay, line on an autograph. Car. Still don't see what this is, sorry. Where one might sleep in a cabin. One might sleep at camp, but you're in a cabin, so that doesn't seem right. Oh, here we go, though. This is C. Motorcycle engine units for short, or CCs, cubic centimeters. That's how you'd measure volume in a motorcycle engine. Interesting. So how at camp, or one might sleep in a camp? I don't understand that. Line on an autograph. Car sales? So does it mean, is it, within an auto manufacturer, they have a graph of their sales year over year or something? Seems like this must be the answer, but I'm very confused by where one might sleep in a cabin at camp. I'm sure this makes sense, but I can't figure out how to parse it properly. Sorry about that. Temporary hair color treatment, a rinse, sort of color rinse. Yeah, this probably is car sales. So then biting is snide, maybe? If you issue a biting comment, a kind of snide comment, an acerbic sort of jab. Wonderland bird, were there dodos in Wonderland? I think actually I remember the illustrations of the dodos from Wonderland, or at least dodo, singular. I think that must be right. Subject of museums in Richmond, Virginia, and Baltimore, Maryland. Could be POC, people of color, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea if that's actually right. Forcefully throw in... No, it isn't. Oh, it's Poe. It's Edgar Allan Poe. That's interesting. Baltimore, Maryland certainly makes sense because he was from there. I wonder what his association with Richmond, Virginia is. I'm sure there is an association, but I'm not enough of a Poe scholar to know. Anyway, here we go. Forcefully throw in modern slang is yeet, which has been in the puzzle before. It does feel like it's starting to become slightly dated slang at this point. Yeet. I feel that the prime days of yeet were maybe a few years ago, but there we go. Loads is a lot. February 14th and March 17th, e.g. are... I don't know. I don't know what those are. I'm not sure. Madden of fashion. Oh, Steve Madden. I certainly know that word. In fact, you'll see that brand in stores and things, so must be right. Quake, a tremor, so a seismic event potentially. And maker of precious violins, Amati is it Amati or Amato? Amati was a famous violin maker, like Stradivari, for instance. Closes as a deal. Yes, if you ink a deal, you sign it, you close the deal. Blank Chimsky, primate raised as a human in a landmark language acquisition study. Right, so Noam Chomsky, the academic, is known for, among other things, theories on language acquisition. So who do we think this is? I don't know. I don't know what the punny name on Noam Chomsky is here. Okay, what about this one? Sort. Ilk, maybe? What, is it a sort of a category in that sense of sort? Ilk? Could be Nim Chimpsky. I have no idea. Compacted with down, tamped down. There we go. Sort of compacted something, pressed it down. Furry friend of Rosita. I assume these would be sort of cartoon characters. Oh no! Oh, maybe Nemo was Rosita a character in Finding Nemo? I have no idea. Oh no, but Nemo wasn't furry. Never mind, that doesn't make sense. Oh, Elmo, it must be. One of the Muppets from Sesame Street. All right. Purported influence on the lyrics of "I Am the Walrus," LSD. I mean, certainly. I think it's sort of debated how much LSD influenced specific Beatles songs, but certainly it was an element of their life. So this would be one where you certainly wouldn't be surprised if it influenced "I Am the Walrus." Earned, made. If you earned a certain amount of money, you made a certain amount of money. Calm, sedate. Yes, okay. Someone calm is relaxed and sedate. One feels lousy, one ails, maybe, is ill. Piercing, yes, a piercing tool is an awl, so you might sort of make holes in leather with an awl. Big-headed sort could be an egoist, someone who's full of themselves. And a pair represents one in Arcimboldo's famous portrait. Oh, yeah, I know this pair for a nose. There we go. All right. One who manages to get by. I assume I know what this painting is. This is the one where all the different kind of fruits and vegetables and things, but I could be wrong, but that's what I assume that's referring to. One who manages to get by. I'm not sure. I can't seem to see that, even though I have half of the word already. Section of the Rockies. Are the Tetons part of the Rockies? I don't actually know that, but it could be, and it would fit. It's a mountain range. U.S. mountain ranges is here. So one who manages to get by. A boss? Bosun? On a ship? I don't know why that would be the case. Okay, I don't know if this is right. I'm going to delete that. Oh, a cherry. A cherry represents one in Arcimboldo's famous painting. Right, is that an eye maybe? I'm actually not sure. So there we have the nose, maybe an eye. Set of principles, an ethic or an ethos maybe? Not sure which. Let's leave it. That is not good. Yikes. And others in Latin, et alia, and others. There we go. Okay, so this probably is Tetons, and I have yikes wrong. So that is not good. Yeesh, maybe? Yeesh, that's not good. That works for me. Oh, finally, here's another theme clue. Terrible TV reception. Heavy snow, right, okay. So this is, well, no, you still do see snow on televisions and even in the digital age, when it's just kind of all, what you used to call static on the screen, and it's just noise because you're getting bad reception. And then, of course, heavy snow would be a common weather forecast phrase. All right, so a set of principles, right, we had that. Work supervisor, an overseer, probably. A desert isle, I suppose. Classic desert island, desert isle. So the set of principles is an ethic. There we go. So that's the answer. High-pitched bird calls are chirpers or something? I don't know. Oh, chirrups. That's a word for a bird call or a kind of high-pitched chirp. A chirrup. I think. Well, it certainly is a word. I think it might be the answer. Place to get a pricey cab. Oh, Napa. So it's not a cab as in a taxi. It's cab as in a Cabernet, a wine from Napa, because Napa Valley in Northern California is it's a major wine region. So I think that'll be it. Cabernet grapes. Babe in the 100-Acre Wood. So 100-Acre Wood is where Winnie the Pooh is set, and Roo is the child kangaroo, so child or a babe in the woods. There we go. And here's another weather forecast. What you might find on the counter after making ice cream sundaes. Something assorted sprinkles, or this doesn't fit. But it's something sprinkles, as in light rains. Can't quite see what this is, unfortunately, just yet. Arm bone ulna is an arm bone. Isolated. Oh, sorry. Et al. There's two I's in et al. There we go. Okay, so isolated sprinkles. And then ham. Oh, an emoter, someone who acts big. They're ham. They kind of overact. They emote, or they like to have a big personality. Dressy tie could be an ascot. It's a sort of very fancy seeming bit of neckwear. They provide a change of scenery. Stagehands, maybe? No, that's too long because it's plural. I was thinking maybe on in a play, in a dramatic production, the people who switch the scenery over between scenes or acts. Bestow. To bestow upon you a particular honor would be to confer it upon you, so I think that's probably right. Schleps would be totes, so drag something around. Widespread as a problem. This problem is widespread. This problem is endemic. I don't know. I can't think. Starting with an S. The Elephants Painter, 1948. Dali, maybe? I'm not sure, actually. That's so sweet. Aw, AWW. Running out of gear. You're running out of gear. What does that mean? In something? German word that sounds like a number in English. Nine means no in German and sounds like, obviously, the number 9 in English. There we go. All right, what a detective might be demoted to. Not sure what we're looking for there, to be honest. Eclectic holiday party playlist. Oh, wintry mix. That's funny. I've always found that a funny weather forecast, wintry mix, which I think is sort of rain and sleet, maybe kind of at the same time, sort of alternatingly or at the same time even, is a wintry mix. And anyway, you might call an eclectic holiday party playlist a wintry mix. That's funny. Okay, so a sort, yeah, those look like ilk with that L. And then, so this could be Nim Chimpsky. And then February 14th and March 17th, e.g., are name days? What does that mean? Is that right? I don't know what this, I don't get this clue, sorry. What a detective, oh, detective might be demoted to desk work, maybe they're taken out of the field, or desk duty probably, because that would allow this to be days at the end, which I do think it's going to be. So I guess it isn't. Is it name days? I guess so. Boy, there's multiple cells here I'm going to have to leave blank for the moment just to remind myself that I'm not sure about them. Turn in is to submit an application or something. Start of an incantation. Abra is an abracadabra before casting a spell. Certain Caribbean islander, informally, a Trini, someone from Trinidad. And lines for which x equals 0 would be y-axes of graph, a Cartesian plane. Seventh notes on scales are T's, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do is the seventh note in the sort of solfege scale. And then brand of hydrating drops, Visine, or eye drops, to hydrate your eyes. Gallop off, say, would be to ride away, I suppose. Spot to watch, in brief, a TV ad. You watch a TV spot, TV ad. Content or content, it could be. Don't know. Running out of gear, idling in a car? Oh, I see, yes, because the car is running while it is out of gear. It's not in gear, it's in idle. Okay, that's what it is. There we go. It's in neutral, I guess. Reflex that really is contagious. A yawn. Oh, really is? Oh, interesting. So is that scientifically true, that yawning is contagious? That's fascinating. If so, widespread as a problem is symptomatic. I feel I should be. This feels so familiar, but I just can't think of the word. Got down. If you got something down, you ate it. I got it down. Content. Oh, if you're happy, you're glad. That's easy enough. Bird on a Canadian dollar is a loon, hence the nickname loony for the Canadian dollar. Works of acclaim are odes. There we go, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword. Maybe been a couple of weeks since we've had it in there, but it's never gone for long. Reduces with down. If one sends down, I don't think that's right. Surname of the only all-brother outfield in MLB history. I definitely didn't know this fact, but thanks to the crossword, I have heard of the Alus, a baseball sort of family dynasty. So there we go. That's quite amazing, actually. That's actually fascinating. All the same brothers in the outfield. Reduces with down. Slows down, I guess, is reduces, as in speed. Suspicious of. If you're suspicious of someone, you're on to them. You sort of see what they're up to. Noodle used in shabu shabu. Udon used in shabu shabu, kind of hot pot meal where you've got the hot broth and you dip the meat and vegetables into it. And there are noodles as well. We have that in common. Okay, something's wrong. Something too, certainly. Let's look at this. Oh, right. So we have dot, 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 dash, 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 dot, dot, dot. That's how you spell SOS, the distress call in Morse code. So there we go. Blank Corner, suburb of Washington, D.C. Tyson's Corner, it looks like. I mean, that actually works. This one still looks wrong. We have that in common. Yeah, I don't think this is right. Skedaddle, get out of here. Oh, yeah, so I am too, as we have that in common. So reduces with down. Oh, slims down, right, okay. So in this case, it's reduces one's weight. So it's just an equally valid answer, but it's the correct one in this case. Smashing clarinets and oboes are something winds. So clarinets and oboes are wind instruments. You could call them winds. So you're smashing them. Something like, violent winds, or it's not that obviously. Something ing, I guess. Point to get, the gist, you get the gist, the kind of main point of an argument or a proposal. And it's blank, full speed ahead. It's a go, you might say. It's time to start. Pay is, no idea. Silently plot revenge, say. To silently plot revenge, I don't know. I can't believe I can't get this widespread as a problem. It feels, that SY feels so tantalizing. But I just can't think. I don't know why. The Road Not Taken, Enjoyed Over Breakfast. Well, that's a poem by Robert Frost. So something enjoyed over breakfast. Early frost or morning frost, maybe? Yeah, that'll be it. Morning frost. Okay. Enjoyed over breakfast. They provide a change of scenery. It is going to be stage something. Don't know what. Shooter in a game of marbles. Oh, maybe it's stage crew. Then we wouldn't have an S at the end. So shooter in a game of marbles. I don't know. I mean, there could be a different word than crew that works here as well. Filmmaker Cameron Crowe is a film writer and director. He wrote and directed Almost Famous, which was one of my absolute favorite films growing up. Greek theaters are Odia, like an Odeon. Is it this or is it this? No, this. Without profit. And skips over. Elides, maybe? As in, if you skip over a particular letter in pronouncing a word, you sort of elide it. And then rigmarole is ado, a whole ado. It's all rigmarole. It's a whole thing. Without profit. Oh, at loss? No. Smashing clarinets and oboes are, I don't know. Comic actor Patton. Patton Oswalt is a comedian and actor, so there we go. Silently plot revenge, say, would be to stew. Oh, maybe you're you're stewing over some wrong that's been done to you. Oh, systemic. That's the word. For some reason I could not think of this, but that SY was really just screaming it and I couldn't hear. All right, so there we go, systemic. And then without profit is at cost. Okay, there you go. So it's costing you to do this. It's not profiting you. Pay are wages. That's what it is. And then damaging wins. Okay, I don't know that I've heard the phrase damaging wins as frequently as some of these others, but it certainly sounds like a plausible weather forecast. So there we go. All right, let's move on to this double E here. Not keep hidden from. To not keep something hidden from someone would be to let see. There we go, let them see it. Connections are ins. So if you have connections in maybe a field in which you're hoping to work, you know some people there, you have some ins. And photographer Arbus, the great Diane Arbus, there we go. Removes as from a draft would be edits out, yeah. Shooter in a game of marbles. Toe? I don't know. Here we go. Actress Thurman is Uma Thurman, so there we go. So Taw, shooter in a game of marbles, I guess. It stands to reason. I assume Okay, I assume that's the case. It stands to reason that this would be the answer to this clue. Animals that can grow lungs after being born. Newts, I guess. It looks like it would fit. And I think newts do famously sort of regrow things, so that sounds plausible to me. Kit chats. Meows. So kit, like a kitten or a cat, chatting by meowing. The Ghost and Mrs. something, 1947 film. I don't know. It sort of sounds familiar, but I can't think what the answer is. Whom Jacob confronts the day after wrestling with God. I mean, it looks like Esau, doesn't it? Let's see if that works. Shrub with small yellow flowers. A mum? I don't know. Rip off. I'm not sure. Maybe it ends with an E. Okay, I'm not sure about these. GI morale booster. This would be a USO tour. So this is the USO is the organization that flies entertainers and musicians and comedians and things to U.S. military bases overseas to entertain service members. So the ghost, it looks like Mrs. Muir, doesn't it? The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Shrub with small yellow flowers. I don't know. This looks like it ends with loose. Rip off. Oh, tear loose. Yeah, okay. So rue, shrub with small yellow flowers. I mean, this has got to be Muir, the Ghost and Mrs. Muir. I'm sure that's right. So I think this is just. I don't think I know this shrub, but I think it's the answer. All right, shout accompanying a realization. Aha. Oops. Rip-off is a scam. There we go. All right, so we have a rip-off with the hyphen. So it's it's rip-off in the sense of someone who is ripping you off, scamming you. It's a scam. But here we have to rip off as a verb. If you had the hyphen, you wouldn't read this as a verb. And so to rip something off would be to tear it loose. Although you could, as a verb, still rip someone off and scam them in this way. So you could, the answer to this actually could still be scam. It would just be scam as a verb rather than a noun. Okay, an informal beckoning. Come here, you might say. C-M-E-R-E with a apostrophe between the C and M. Blank for sore eyes, punny name for an ophthalmologist's office. So a sight for sore eyes. There we go. So a pun on sight, S-I-G-H-T for sore eyes. But in this case, it's a site meaning a place. And then methinks online would be IMHO, in my humble opinion, you might say, to indicate that is what you think. All right, or one might sleep in a cabin. I think it must be at camp. I don't know what else this is going to be, and this is car sales, so I think that's fine. This one I'm a little bit less certain about, but I can't think what this would be other than name days. I don't know why I can't figure out what name days are in this context, but I'm sure it makes sense. I'm going to have to put it in and try it. Let's see. That's it. All right, that was the Sunday Crossword Weatherman by Scott Hogan and Katie Hale. And let's take a look at our theme clues. So we had high chance of parties celebrating a baby's arrival would be showers likely. Like one's mental state before morning coffee, mostly cloudy. I am looking forward to that coffee imminently. Terrible TV reception is heavy snow. What you might find on the counter after making ice cream sundaes are isolated sprinkles. An eclectic holiday party playlist, I really like this one, would be wintry mix. I think that's the most clever in the puzzle. The road not taken, enjoyed over breakfast would be your morning frost. And finally, smashing clarinets and oboes would be damaging winds. And there we go. Those are our weather forecasts. We don't have a revealer today. We just have the italicized clues indicating the thematic relevance. And then the answers themselves, it looks like symmetrically disposed throughout the grid, as is generally the case with conscientious theme constructors. So there we go. All right. That was a fun Sunday puzzle that did give me some challenge from time to time. And do let me know if you've got any explanations for the clues for the answers that still eluded me even to the end. So that was it for the solve today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow with a quickly solved Monday crossword. So do join me if you'd like to see a speedier solve than this one. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.